The first bandanas I've designed using a new single color process. And I know that doesn't sound like a big deal. I have not opened the box yet, and so I am equal parts excited and nervous to see how they came out. All the money, I set the pricing, started advertising them to my wholesale suppliers, started planning my packaging. So now we get to find out whether that was a good business decision or whether I have purchased a very expensive box of fabric. Hi, I'm Kelsey. I'm the illustrator behind Acorn Artisan, where I turn wildlife, wildflowers, and oddly specific jokes into colorful products. Today, I'm unboxing my newest bandanas, showing you how the designs went from illustration to finished product, and breaking down what they cost, giving you my completely honest first reaction to opening the box. I've made bandanas before, but these are a little bit different. My previous bandanas used more colors. I only use 2, but they're more expensive to produce. So for this collection, I wanted to test a simpler single color screen print that could still feel bold and detailed, but would give me a little bit more flexibility with the pricing, especially for wholesale. The goal was not to make these a cheaper looking version of the original product. It was to create something that still felt fully Acorn and Artisan, just with a different production approach. Let's talk about it. There are 4 designs in this order. Each one started as an original illustration, and I had to simplify the artwork so that way it would work clearly as a single color print. These were actually drawn during markets when there were slow periods. Simplifying the print, that meant paying more attention to contrast, spacing, line weight, whether the illustration would still feel interesting without relying on several colors. I'll show you the original files and the mock-ups. That way we can compare what I sent, what actually arrived. The part that always makes me nervous is that a digital mock-up can look great on a screen, but fabric moves, ink behaves differently, colors shift, and the scale can feel completely different once you are holding the real thing in your hands. Transparency, these cost me $7.15 each to manufacture. I'm planning to price them at $24 retail and $12 wholesale. So I need them to feel like a product someone would genuinely be excited to buy and not just something technically came out all right. Okay, let's open them up. The box is really heavy. I don't know if you can tell, but it is a hefty box. Whoa, okay. They included some extras, so they were, aw, that's so nice. Okay, so this is from Pine Print Shop, which are the lords of merch. They're out of Colorado, and I've used them twice for my bandanas. I not only really like working with them, but their quality is like chef's kiss. It's a nice, thick, not like heavy thick, but not transparent. It's gonna fly away in the wind. The screen printing holds up very well. So we do love them and want to give them a plug here. Well, let's check out the first one. So this is my wildflower collector. She is gorgeous. Oh, this came out so good. It is so cute. I love it so much already. It came out so good. Okay, moving on. Who's next? The bat. I was really worried about this one because the first one was a navy blue bandana with hot pink contrast of that, and I was a little nervous about this, but I love this like rusty brown color. It looks so good. That's perfect. Love it. And then third, so again, this was one that we had printed prior, but we went with like a neutral, not slate gray, but it's not brown. It's actually called like warm gray, but the print quality, it looks so good in single color. I was really worried about it being single color versus the 2, but like it actually looks pretty dang good. And last but not least, the one I'm most excited for is my bug collector one. Yeah, that came out so good. The one like oopsie that we're not going to talk about is that I put my name upside down. This is like right side up and my name is upside down. And I realized that after I sent it, but I was like, we're gonna leave it. It's a weird quirk of mine. I don't pay attention when things are up or down. One thing I always have to remember is that I'm not only judging whether I personally like a design, I have to think more broadly about it. How it would look folded, how it would hang in a shop or be displayed, how it would photograph online, and whether the quality matches the price. So for example, our previous run of bandanas, we had folded into little like triangles with packaging. This run, I'm gonna be hanging them because when I visited one of my wholesale retailers, I saw that they hung all their bandanas, and that's not the first time I've seen that. That made me think, okay, I need to start appealing more to flexibility of retail. So you could hang it, you could put it laying down, you could put it in a display case, like however would work best for you. After I've digested looking through that box, first of all, they sent me extras of each, which thank you so much. I love working with them. I have not had a bad interaction. They're very quick to respond. Their prices are reasonable. It just, hurts your wallet when you do an order. Granted, if you did buy more at a time, I buy 100 at a time, but if you bought more, the price would be better. But as these are first run of these designs and like first run of single color, I only wanted to do 100. We're gonna test the water. If they do well, we will bulk order a little bit more in future. But let's talk a little bit about these designs. Fabric quality wise, excellent. They are not super thick to the point where like you're gonna have a hard time tying them or be uncomfortable, but they are not like sheer thin. One of the things with buying bandanas that I really was picky about was what the weight of the cotton fabric was, because sometimes you buy a bandana and it's very see-through and I don't personally like that. Other thing is that these are screen printed, so that ink, she ain't going anywhere. Like, she lives in the fabric, and that's what we wanted. As far as like how Pine Print does with theirs, immaculate. Crisp. I cannot say anything bad. I love them. I love the product they make, that they make my designs come to life. And I love that their mock-ups look like the end product. It's uncanny. Let me show you. The original design is the mock-up that I was provided with. This is the finished design. This is the design, the mock-up. This is the finished product. Here's my Bug Club design, my mock-up finished product. This is my Wildflower collector design. The mock-up from Pine Print is the finished design. The only thing I would do differently next time is put my name right side up on the Bug Club. Oh, maybe. I don't know, I kind of like that it's upside down. It's just like kitchen weird, just like me, so maybe I'll leave it. We'll see. Now for the part that always gets complicated and nobody actually likes, the actual cost. Each bandana costs $7.15 to manufacture before individual packaging and the other expenses involved in selling it. That does not include things like the packaging of the band, any labels or barcodes, payment processing fees, site costs, sale platform fees, photography if you're outsourcing photography, but I do my own, market fees, my design time, preparing the file, inspecting, folding, and packaging everything. So I'm pricing the bandanas at $24 retail and $12 wholesale. Retail, that gives the product enough room to cover the additional cost of selling directly. Wholesale is much tighter, but the goal is to make the price realistic for retailers while keeping the product sustainable for my business. Also why a product costing $7.15 to manufacture cannot simply be sold for $10 or even $12 at retail. The manufacturing cost is only one part of what it takes to bring the product to the customer. So were they worth it? So my first look, I would say yes. I do think that the single color process accomplished what I wanted, which is bringing the fee cost down. They still feel detailed and recognizable, and the production cost at this rate gives me a little bit more flexibility than the previous version. Before I would place a reorder, I would probably just maybe change the upside down name I did. Real test will be how customers respond once they're photographed, packaged, and available online, not just as a pre-order, and in person at markets. The next step would be figuring out the individual packaging, which I've already created and sent to get printed and should be here in a couple weeks. Everything ready for launch. And I'll share that process too, including what the packaging costs in the end, how much time it takes me to package them. The final numbers can always change once every expense is included. I know which design you would pick because I already have a favorite, but I want to see whether everyone chooses the same one or different ones. And subscribe if you want to follow the real process behind the building of Acorn Artisan, from drawings to products to all the business processes and decisions in between.